All right, what's up, you guys? Let's get right into it. So, there's rumors going around that Logan Paul potentially will be having a fight with Anderson Silva. Now, my thoughts on this. So, the rumor started when there was a leak of a DM from Dylan Dennis. So Dylan Dennis was messaging Victor something. He was like a black belt, like a Brazilian black belt that was close to Anderson Silva. And he was saying that, there's going to be an event in Dubai sometime in September. And that, one of the main attractions to that event is going to be Logan Paul versus Anderson Silva. Now, my thoughts on this, I would say there's a pretty good chance of it happening. From Anderson Silva's perspective, it's easy money. He's going to be fighting someone that doesn't have any experience. And Anderson Silva has all the experience in the world. This guy is the fucking GOAT for the middleweight division in the UFC. He has had one of the best fucking careers and just total legend of the sport. So I could totally see Anderson taking the fight. And obviously for Logan, it's attractive to him because obviously he's going to make a lot of money because Anderson Silva has such a fan base, plus the fan base that Logan has. And, the fights, these celebrity boxing fights that have been happening, they've been getting paid more than actual combat athletes. So that's something to take into consideration. But the attractive thing for Logan, aside from the money, is that Anderson Silva has been on a downslope of his career, obviously, because he's not in his prime anymore. But, not for nothing, but Anderson Silva just had a fight. It was a few months ago. And he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in a boxing match. He actually won that fight. Now, Chavez Jr. is not some bum. Like, he was the middleweight champion, I think from 2011 to 2012, something like that. And he has like a record of 52-6. So like, he's not some bum that doesn't know how to fight. Like, he was a legit fucking boxer. Anderson Silva beat him, which is really crazy because he basically has little to no boxing experience. Like, yeah, he's a combat athlete, but boxing isn't his forte. It was obviously MMA. So that was really impressive to see. No one expected that to happen. And not to mention, he was fighting Chavez Jr. in his hometown. So that's just, it makes it even better of a win. So essentially, I think that there's about a 70-30 chance of this fight happening. 70% chance that it does happen, 30% chance that it doesn't. But the way the fight would go, in my opinion, I think, the way that Anderson's been looking lately in his career, I think he would definitely win a decision against Logan Paul. But there is a pretty good chance that he could knock him out. And the reason why I say that is, in an MMA fighter's career, one of the first things that go as you age and you exit your prime is your speed. But the bigger you are, like the heavier weight class you are, the less that matters. And you could see that, with the heavyweights, for example, they don't rely on speed as much, so they can fight at an older age because they still retain one of the main attributes that you need in fighting, and that's, a decent amount of power. Now, the way Anderson's fights have been going, I think it would definitely go to a decision for Anderson. But the thing is when Logan Paul was fighting Floyd Mayweather, he was coming at him with a lot of looping punches, and his face was just completely open. Anderson Silva is a lot bigger than Floyd, obviously, and with that comes more power. And Floyd was able to fucking crack Logan a bunch of times. But if that's Anderson Silva, there's a pretty good chance one of those are going to hurt really fucking bad. And the way I see the fight going is, they feel each other out for a few rounds. And, Anderson Silva is pretty good at not getting hit. I understand that towards the end of his career, he was getting knocked out and he was playing that game of, trying to dodge stuff. But we're talking about an inexperienced person fighting. So I think that Anderson should be able to avoid most of Logan Paul's attacks. Then I see Logan Paul getting frustrated and just, trying to muscle Anderson, trying to come right at him, throwing a bunch of punches, opening, his guard. And, if he does that against Anderson, I could just see Anderson throwing, a really good cross right down the pipe and connecting hard. I mean, a good example of this was when Vitor Belfort fought Anderson Silva. And, Vitor was known for just coming at people and just non-stop aggression. And as soon as he initiated that, he made a little opening, and Anderson Silva was able to basically kick Vitor Belfort's teeth in with a fucking front kick. I understand, that's MMA, but it probably could happen the same way, just with a punch. So yeah, I mean, that's the way I think the fight would go. Anderson Silva by decision or knockout, but more by decision. But in the fighting game, you just never know. Anything could happen. So, like, comment, subscribe. I want to see what you guys think. Could this fight happen? If it were to happen, who do you think would win? Who do you think would win? How would they win? I'm interested in your guys' opinions, so just comment below, and we'll see you in the next video.